He's Will Smith. He's the Saints defensive end. If he's one of those players disciplined for Bountygate. Let me start with the obvious question, Will. How did this entire thing get started?
In terms of the bounty scandal?
Yeah.
I really don't know. Be quite honest with you. It never was pay the interest scheme or a bounty scheme, so I couldn't really tell you.
Was there a pay-to-play?
It was something that goes on pretty much in every football team, just to encourage guys to play harder and make plays. Is nothing that we did that essentially was, as they classified it, detrimental. And we showed them that all along. And, very many players have come out and said the same thing, who was part of the team the past couple of years. But they continue to believe that it was a pay-to-injure scheme.
Give me an idea, though, what you're paid for.
Paid for positive plays. And it wasn't a lot of money. In the grand scheme of things, you just paid making positive, productive plays, and you were penalized for making stupid plays like getting personal fouls and, offsides, stuff like that. So.
But if you made a stupid play, offsides, unsportsmanlike, something, you have to put money into the pot?
Well, you was essentially, as we would call it, you were fined, So it was all, the scheme was built to not do dumb things and encourage guys to, make plays and do positive things. It was never, if you got a roughing the passer, if you got a, personal foul of any sort, you were penalized. So that wasn't the scheme. And obviously, if it's a pay-to-injure scheme, then there would be tons of penalties all over the place.
Give me, for instance, what was a sack worth? How much would you get paid?
I don't remember the exact amount, but pretty much no one ever really accepted the money. It was just more of a, something that you can go through, and you may have made the most money that particular week, and it was, I don't want to just leave it in the pot, And essentially, at the end of, most of the guys just left it, never took the money, and then we have a team function at the end of the year of whatever was left over.
Coaches know about it?
Yeah.
Sean Payton?
I don't know that.
Greg Williams?
Yeah, he's the one who brought it to the New Orleans Saints.
But never to injure.
Never to injure, and he clearly made that. He stated in his testimony that over and over and over and over and over, and he said that when he met with the NFL the first time, he said same thing over and over and over, that this was positive. Now, I was unaware, and I think most of the players probably were unaware that it was against the NFL, rules, but, it was never done with the intent to ever hurt anyone, to ever, injure anyone. It was always done as a positive thing.
He's Will Smith, the Saints defensive end, joining us to the Dan Patrick Show. What's this ruling mean to you?
It means good. I mean, obviously, we felt all along we should have never been punished because what we were accused of doing never actually took place. So I'm happy with Taggerable's decision, but at the same time, you got to be very clear that there still was never any findings that we ever had to pay to injure bounty scheme. The findings that he does say that they have found was essentially that it was a pay-for-performance scheme. So we have to make that very clear that never really existed, and, all of those people have backed that up. Greg Williams and all that, he stated that in his testimony. And so did Joe Vick and the rest of those guys. Everyone who was in those meetings knew that this was never that, and no one ever would have condoned that or allowed that to go on.
Well, why is Sean Payton
still punished? I don't know. You have to ask the commissioner.
When's the last time you talked to Sean?
It's been a long time. I stumbled upon him once or twice, but never really had a conversation with him. Just said hi and bye, and he's not really allowed to talk to anyone that's on the team right now. So now I would have to say almost a year.
Isn't that weird though? You stumble across your coach that helped you win a Super Bowl, and all you can do is say hi and bye.
I mean, I didn't make the rules. That's the punishment that was given to him. So I don't want to get him in trouble. I want him back as soon as possible. So,
did Roger Goodell cost the Saints a chance to play in the Super Bowl?
You got to ask the Saints fans that. I'm not going to answer that.
No, I'll ask you. You guys play for the team.
I don't know. At the end of the day, we're still players, and we still have the opportunity to win games, and we're 5-3 right now. So
yeah, but he took away your coach. You took away momentum. You guys start out 0-4. You don't have focus. You have an interim coach for an interim coach. You lose some defensive players. It hurt your chances. Let's put it that way. So you don't think he cost you a chance to play in the Super Bowl?
I mean, we still have the group of guys that we had last year. So we, for whatever reason this year, if that was the case, we weren't able to overcome whatever obstacles that were put forward us. But that's no excuse. I mean, we're all professionals here, and that's what we get paid to do. So we weren't able to get it done, and we're 5-3, and we're fighting to get back to 500 and hopefully finish the season out with a 8-8 record.
How do you think the commissioner will be greeted when he comes to the Super Bowl in New Orleans?
I don't think he's the most popular guy in New Orleans, but at the end of the day, he's still a commissioner in the NFL, and I don't think the people of Louisiana will be too happy with him, but we still respect him and understand what type of job he has. It's definitely difficult, but in this case, he truly made a mistake.
What would you say to him?
Nothing. I've spoken to him, and it's not really to say. They all along had it set in their mind that there was this quote unquote bounty scandal or pay to injure scandal, and it never was. Maybe I don't know if he got bad information from whoever he has working for him, but obviously whatever he was told was false.
Well, I know you're choosing your words carefully, and that's a smart thing to do. But good luck with the rest of the season, Will. We appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having me, Dan.
Will Smith, the Saints defensive end. Paid to play, not paid to injure.